Hello and welcome to my Halls of Torment guide. So actually the best thing you can pick in the early game when you don't have a lot of buffs and a lot of traits in your character is actually movement speed. It's not damage, it's not defense, it's movement speed. Why is that? As you progress through the game you will see a lot of enemies spawning around you, and while you can just try to buff up your damage and just kill them faster than they can reach you, it's not that reliable. So sometimes it's just best to outmaneuver them and deal damage. You can make up for low damage if you outmaneuver them and avoid them hitting you so that you can survive and deal more damage. So let's say you don't pick damage boost, you don't pick strength, you don't pick attack speed. If you survive and if you can avoid damage, you can still survive and continue and eventually kill any enemy pretty much, including mini bosses and bosses. So it's very important to have movement speed so you can outmaneuver everyone, and it's essential for the bosses because then they are very fast and sometimes their spawn areas are quite big, so you probably want to avoid them as easily as possible if you don't have very fast reaction times. So my recommendation for you early in the game, while you are still getting coins, you're still buffing your character, buffing your account, just go for movement speed as much as possible. Of course, you also have to balance it out. I also recommend getting some health regeneration. It's also very useful, and if possible, block and defense. Of course, you also want some buffs around attack, but instead of attack strength, I highly recommend getting range and cone area damage. So that you can hit more enemies and make your life easier when lots of mobs go around you. So again, prioritize movement speed, prioritize getting health regeneration, range and cone area damage so that you can hit more enemies, survive longer, and eventually get more coins, kill more bosses, get more bonuses, and get your damage from new weapons and new buffs.